Good Mom and Monday.
You're here at the Mistaken Mama podcast. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Mandee.
And it's a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
For those of you listening on Christmas, this should be up on Christmas.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And if you're listening on Christmas, why? I'm just kidding.
Right. Are you needing a break from your family?
Because same.
Well,
fair.
Today we are going to talk about all things Christmas.
All things Christmas. For those of you who are watching the YouTube, Mandee has on a Grinch sweater that lights up, and we only left it on for the intro because it can be a little obnoxious. Didn't want that majorly distracting you guys. So
yes,
it's going to be off for the rest of the video.
Yeah, this is Michael and I every year we get new pajamas. Mm-hmm. And this year we saw these sweaters, and we are very big Grinch people in this house.
Yes, they are.
And so Michael and I each got one. The kids have different Grinch sweaters that they can wear. And they light up, but it's a little obnoxious for the podcast. It's a little obnoxious in general, but on Christmas I'll probably let it slide and have it on all day.
There was one lady at our local grocery store at the Safeway here who decked herself out in Grinch the other day when I was going through.
Ooh.
It's like on Thursday, I think I went through. I honestly can't remember who it was, so I couldn't tell you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was like, my cousin would love you.
Yeah. Our house is decked out in Grinch. It's just a vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yep.
It's a vibe. Yeah. So we're going to talk all about Christmas, but first let's dive into our wins, fails, and books pretty quickly.
Yeah.
One of my wins is my son. We are like into the potty training.
Yes.
Because he was stalling. And so this time we were like, we're going to pretty much close him in the kitchen. We have a very open plan, so that's not the easiest thing in the world. We essentially just put like packages of paper towels in there. He can get out. It's more so to keep Ellie
from messing with the toilet.
There. Yes. And so he's just been, he started out in there the first couple of days just naked from the waist down. Mm-hmm. He's doing so good. We now have him pulling his pants on.
Nice.
And being able to be in the living room and then making sure he's going into the kitchen.
Nice.
Because the kitchen is the only area in our house that is not, other than the bathrooms, not carpet.
Right.
And so that's where we're keeping that, and so we can kind of keep an eye on him and stuff, and he's doing so good.
That's awesome.
He's a full week now with no diapers during the day other than yesterday for Maverick's party.
Yeah. Nice.
That doesn't count. But
yeah, that's exciting.
So exciting. I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm ready to be done. It's been nice to have half as many diapers to deal with.
Right, yeah.
It's so nice.
And I'm sure, like, I know with Maverick, once it clicked, you feel like, oh, I'm not doing it wrong.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm doing something right.
I don't know what it was. He was just, like, not getting it. Mm-hmm. But now he is. I'm like, oh, thank God.
That's how I felt with Maverick. It was like, how are you not getting it? You're not getting it. You know, like, he understood that toilet is where I go to the bathroom. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, the actually doing it part wasn't clicking. And then when it did, you're like, yes!
Yeah, that's exactly how we are right now. I think it's going to be a bit longer for him to understand the nighttime part. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I will deal with nighttime diapers only.
That's nothing.
Until he's ready.
Michael and I were like, Maverick could be in nighttime diapers for like 3 more years and it wouldn't be a thing.
Yep.
Like, obviously we don't want that for him, but
because
he's like, not anymore. But
6?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but still, cool.
It's the daytime ones that I'm like, you're getting it, it. Because we were really struggling with anytime he had anything on his bottom. So we couldn't just put him in sweats. We couldn't put him in undies. We couldn't do anything like that, or else he would go in them and he didn't understand. Right. And so that's when we did the completely naked from the waist down. That worked with Anna. Mm-hmm. But now, you know, he was a non-existent baby.
Right.
He was in my tummy when we potty trained Anna.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad it's working out now.
Yeah, and it's definitely hard when you have a little one on top of it who is trying to get into the toilet. Yeah. Because when we first started potty training Maverick, Quincy was just barely crawling. Mm-hmm. And so she wouldn't really mess with the toilet that much. Now, if we have it out, she's like, that's mine too.
Yep.
And she doesn't understand that it's gross and don't put that in your mouth.
Yeah. And then we're hoping to potty train Ellie in like 6 months or so. Which will be nice to just boom, boom, be done.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
So nice.
And I think she's going to want to potty train. She seems like because she does that, I need diaper change. She'll sit there and like fiddle with it and be like,
Yep. Yeah. Quincy now will just yell at me, diaper. Aww. I'm like, do you need diaper change? Sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. So it's not fully clicked there yet.
And then I guess another one. Ellie said mama yesterday.
She did. I heard it.
She does. That's like the one thing she refuses to say.
Yeah.
She will say literally anything else. She'll say, let's go, more, let go, get me down, whatever, all of those things. She doesn't say get me down, but like.
No.
Oh, yeah. No. I'll be like, can you say dada? Dada? Can you say mama? No.
Like, so just shuts you down, sassy. No.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't there when she said it either. So I was bummed, but whatever.
Yeah, your mom busted into the party room and she's like, Mandee. And I was like, what? And she's like, she just said mama. And I was like, no way. And she was like, yeah, she just said mama. And then Ellie's like, mama, mama, mama. And I was like, she did.
Yeah, so that was a win for me because that's not something that I get to hear all that often. And, you know, I did kind of hear her say it later, but she hasn't said it since.
Of course.
And when I ask her to say it, she says no, but whatever, it's fine. I know that she's capable of it. She's just giving me shit. So they're my wins.
And you know, I've heard that it's easier for them to say dada, but I also have a theory that we as moms are constantly like, oh, there's dada, there's dada, go say hi to dada, give dada a hug. We say it all the time. Whereas the guys don't really say like, oh, there's mama, like go get mama. You know, they don't, I feel like I don't hear at least Michael saying that as much as I say dada. Yeah,
you're probably right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. My win is, it's obviously Christmas right now for you guys, but yesterday was my son's 3rd birthday and it went really well.
It did.
There was no like bad things that happened, no drama, no little kid drama either. Like
it worked out.
Yeah, it really worked out. It was a busy day.
I have heard.
But it was a really fun day. We went to a carousel for his party and he gets like a year pass for that. So we go all the time. So he loved it. And a lot of the people that we invited don't really ever go. You guys had never been.
We had never been there.
And I don't think Haley had ever been with her kids. And Taylor and Carrie, I think, had brought their kids a few times. But those are friends. If I haven't mentioned that. Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that was my win.
And it was a good party. It was fun.
It was.
I was a little bit skeptical of the carousel at first because 2 out of my 3 hated it the first time we went on. We're like, okay, this is going to be great if they hate the whole thing. And then they were fine.
Yeah.
They just were like, I don't know about that at first.
Yeah. I know that.
It's also a fast carousel.
It is. And Quincy, she doesn't like to sit on anything except the bench.
Yep. That's what Ellie was. We would sit on the edge and you could like get a breeze. Like it was.
Oh, yeah.
You get a breeze.
In the summertime when we would go, you get on and you're like, oh, this feels real good.
Honestly, it kind of felt good even yesterday, even though it was cold.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fails.
Honestly, it's been pretty good for us lately.
Yeah.
I guess one thing that was kind of a fail for yesterday was the carousel thing has like this little like ring system that like you can reach out and like grab a ring, and if you get a specific one, you get like a free ride or something. My oldest Anna is the only one who was big enough to even be able to sort of participate.
Yeah.
But she still is just a hair too short.
Yeah.
And she got really upset about it.
Very.
I was able to calm her down.
Yeah.
And get her to, not be upset about it. But I struggled a little bit because I was like, oh, I don't even know what to do about this situation. Thankfully, I was able to play it like, we get free rides the entire time that we're here. Like, you don't need to worry about getting a free ride. And she's like, oh, yeah, that price sucks. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah.
But not before she had a meltdown.
Right, yeah. It was so sad watching her reach for it because she would reach for it and the second she'd miss, she'd just be crying on the ride. And then she'd come back around and we're all waiting in line. And we're like, it's okay, Anna, just reach out and grab it. You can do it. And she'd get like pumped up a little bit and then she'd do it. She would just cry away around. Oh, yes. It was heartbreaking.
She's such an emotional child.
Yeah, I understand that.
And so that was kind of heartbreaking a little bit yesterday, but it kind of turned into a win-ish.
Right.
But yeah, in the moment it was a fail.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think things have been going pretty good as well. Things have been very busy, but it's that time of year season. So, I guess one little fail is we got our Christmas tree. Obviously not today on Christmas for you guys, but we got our Christmas tree. But we went to go put all of our decorations and lights on the tree, and all of our lights, except for one strand, were burnt out. And because we've been so busy the last few days, we haven't had a chance to go to the store and get new lights. And so we just have a tree up with one strand of lights on the bottom.
The lights aren't on.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but we're going to take care of it today. So.
But you guys got a tree.
Yes. Yes. So there's the win again.
There's the win again. See, we can turn anything into a win.
And it was on sale when we went.
Ooh. So they get a real tree.
Yes, we do.
If you've missed previous episodes where we've mentioned that. We have a fake one. They get a real one.
We were going to go do the U-cut because trees are just getting expensive and the U-cut ones are a little bit cheaper. But then they went on sale. So I was like, well, that saves us a trip into the
tree farm area.
Tree farm, yeah.
I've only ever done the U-cut thing one time. And it was with Thomas's family.
Yeah.
That
Seems
was
like a fun thing to do.
That was when me and his sister Bella got kind of closer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Although I was 17 at the time and she's 6 years younger than me. So she would have been like 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
At the time.
I didn't realize she was that much younger than you.
She's 19.
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
25.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Makes sense.
Yep. Because at that point in time, it was me and his other sister, Caitlin, who was 15 at the time.
Okay.
14, 15, I don't know.
So she's still a couple years younger than you.
Yeah. And then me and Bella got kind of close. Not like close as in like, oh my God, best friends, but I think that was when she actually started seeing me as like somebody who's going to be a part of the family.
Yeah.
And she started seeing me as a sister.
Yeah.
That was when that began.
Role. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And we're still close to this day. So,
yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's a fond memory of her. It was the first time she ever hugged me and she like linked arms with me and she was like, we're going to go pick a tree.
Oh, that's cute.
And it was like the first moment that I felt accepted in with his sisters.
Right.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
That's a memory.
That's a good Christmas memory.
It's a good Christmas memory. Yeah. Good Christmas memory.
You're on brand.
I'm on brand.
Books. Do you have any changes there?
I'm reading Twilight now.
Oh.
I was like, I want to dive back into this. And for some reason, it's like, we've talked a little bit about this. For some reason, like it tracks for this time of year.
It does.
I don't know why.
It does.
But it does.
It does. I'm almost done with the Aberrat last book. And then I want to get into something that I've read before. I am tired of new.
Yep.
I need a comfort book.
That's what I'm doing. I was like, I can't, for some reason, get into the new books. Like, I've tried getting into, like, a couple different books. I've mentioned it in, like, previous weeks. And I'm like, I started reading this. I started reading this. I dropped this. I started reading this.
Right.
And I'm not getting into anything. And I'm like, I need to pick something else up or I'm going to get into a slump and I'm not going to read anything. So,
right.
Twilight.
Yeah. That's a good one.
It's a staple in my life.
Yep.
It has.
Same.
It has a hold.
Same.
And I'm going to completely skip Midnight Sun.
I don't blame you.
And I'm going to just
not that I've read it yet, but
read through the 4.
Yeah.
And so it feels nice.
I bet.
I forgot how much I like the books.
Oh, I really enjoy
so
the
much
books.
more than the movies.
So much more than the movies. The movies are embarrassing. The movies are like the movies that you'll still watch because, you know, you'll still watch it. But every time it's on and your husband walks in, you're like, don't judge me.
Yep. Oh, yeah. The last time I watched them all, because sometimes I'll be like, I'll see a video or something on it. I'm like, okay, I'm watching those movies then, I guess. And it was like, I don't know, 2 months ago that I did that.
Yeah.
Thomas comes home. He's like, really? I was like, really?
Really?
And then you'll catch him being like, watching. And then and he's like, oh, nope. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Then they stand up and they're like, oh, I'm so tired of watching this.
And it's like, oh, then why do you keep watching it? Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
Facts.
Knitting a blanket while watching Twilight.
Oh, it is it's not a good movie, but it's like the nostalgia, I guess. I don't know.
It is.
Something about it makes it enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm reading. Twilight.
Good old Twilight.
Yep. I tend to read those pretty quickly too.
Yeah.
Because they're like the good feel-good books.
And you can get into them and then you just read like 10 chapters and you're like, holy crap, I'm almost done. Yeah.
Yep. Although I will say every single time I read those books, I'm like, I still don't know if I'm Team Edward or Team Jacob. They're both not fit.
I know. They both have their issues.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. All right. So now that we got like our beginning stuff out of the way, let's dive into Christmas. Specifically, like what we do for Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day is, I think, kind of what we should talk about today. Yeah. So do you guys do anything specific for Christmas Eve, or is Christmas Eve just like family time for you guys?
Christmas Eve is just us here, and that's usually when we wear our new pajamas, is all day, and we watch Christmas movies all day. And usually if I don't have any leftover cookies from Cookie Day, then I'll usually make something that we can munch on throughout the day, a bread or a cookie or something like that. And then at night we go drive around and look for Christmas lights.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what we do Christmas Eve. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we do, but I think that's about it. Oh, well, and then I've mentioned it on here the last episode, I think. We put all of our presents out Christmas Eve night. And then fill the stockings and everything. So I think that's our biggest thing that we do on Christmas Eve.
We do something pretty similar. It's kind of just like, that's the day for us. Although since we moved down here, Christmas Eve is also the day that my mom comes and celebrates Christmas with the kids. Because we go to your mom's house on Christmas Day, which we got invited to again. So we'll be doing that again for this year.
Fun.
And we'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, so Christmas Eve, my mom comes, brings the kids their Christmas gifts. They get to open only those gifts on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, Christmas morning is when they open all of ours. We already have the presents out. But so my mom will come. I don't know if she's coming earlier in the day or later. We haven't really discussed that yet. Yeah. I think in previous years she has come earlier and then done like cinnamon rolls.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep, because that was something we always did for Christmas Day growing up, was cinnamon rolls. Grandma would come over. I think I've mentioned that on Traditions, that episode. And so she might be doing that this year, or she might come and kind of like spend the evening with us. I'm not sure. But so they'll open those presents, however many she has for them. And then we'll watch some Christmas movies. We'll typically do like kind of an easier dinner. Definitely nothing insane or crazy.
No.
I think we've even gotten pizza one year.
I think that's typically what we do.
Yep. And then kids go to bed usually a little bit later. And then we fill the stockings after everybody has gone to sleep. And I think we've mentioned before that, I think it was last week with the gifts one, we mentioned that like it's kind of weird to do like each other's stockings.
Right.
Because you never really know who should go out there first. We're like,
yeah.
You're not supposed to see.
Right.
But I think I'm doing it first this year for his. Like we'll both do the kids at the same time. Then I'll do his, and then I'll leave the room, and then he'll leave the room, I'll do his, he'll come back, and he'll do mine because you won't be able to see his.
Oh, okay.
Because his is only in his stocking, whereas he said mine overfills because...
Oh, right.
That's what he did this year.
Right.
And then we go to bed. Usually because we do the elf on the shelf in a little bit of a different way. The kids know that we move it. And so it's every day, where did mom put the elf today, whatever. And we usually put it at the very top of the tree.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Eve night.
Yeah.
And then... yeah, we'll watch some Christmas movies. We usually watch the classics. Maybe you guys, because you said you guys watch Christmas movies. So we watch like
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman.
Yep. Yeah. All of those.
I know. I saw it leave your brain.
We'll watch like the super classics, like the Cricket on the Hearth, Drummer Boy, those short ones.
Yeah. We watch some of the classics. Usually it's the Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And there's another one.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I think those are the three that we'll watch.
And you're talking about
like the classic ones.
It's not like claymation.
It's almost.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what
that is. It's stop
that
motion.
Either. Yeah.
But it's like you put one foot in front of... Yes, I love that one.
Yes.
That's my absolute favorite by far.
And which is the one that has the... what's his name? It's the fire and the ice guy.
The Winter Warlock.
Winter Warlock. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's that one.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the song that he's singing with him.
Yes.
It's because he's trying to tell the guy to move forward in life.
Right,
And he's like,
right.
One foot in front. And he gives him the toy train.
I thought his name... What am I thinking? Meister or...
Burger.
Okay, I was like, I have Meister in my head, and I couldn't think of where that was coming from.
Yep. The Winter and Fire Meister, I know which one you're talking about. Like, there was like a big thing on TikTok with it.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
I don't know specifically what movie that one is.
Okay.
That's not this movie.
No.
Made by the same people.
Yes, and I've seen that one too.
Yep, that one,
I don't remember what it's called, though.
That one's just not in my brain.
Yeah.
I'll put them here.
Yeah.
These are the movies that we watched typically. Yeah. And this one right here. I'm going to point to it. Is the one that we're talking about.
Yes. We usually watch like Grinch, obviously.
Oh, duh. We usually watch the Tim Allen Santa Claus movies. We'll watch all three. Oh, yep.
We watch all those too.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that kind of goes into Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Because we'll kind of watch the Christmas movies all day Christmas Eve and then into Christmas morning before we leave to go wherever we're going.
Right, yeah. We also watch like A Christmas Story.
Oh, we don't do that one.
Home Alone.
We don't do those ones either.
We do some of these like throughout December because
there's
there's no way that you could fit all of them in.
Not like 25 in a day.
And I don't know about you, but like the stereotypical like Hallmark Lifetime Christmas movies love them.
Sometimes I will watch those, but they're usually not ones that like the family watches.
No, we don't watch those on Christmas Eve. I watch those throughout the year or throughout the month.
Yeah.
What's another one that we watch? I'm trying to think. Oh, when the kids go to bed, we watch Bad Santa.
Oh, okay.
Because that one's not appropriate for the kids to watch.
Fair.
That reminds me. We do typically open one present on Christmas Eve.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So I totally forgot about that. We used to do it when it was just Michael and I. We would open up one on Christmas Eve. And then now it's usually just the kids. Well, Maverick last year. Because we don't really, I don't know about you guys, but we don't really get each other that many gifts anymore since having kids.
Yeah, so we usually do like one or two for Christmas and then one for our anniversary, which is 3 days prior.
Right.
We did the same thing this year.
Yeah, that's usually what we do. It's like 1 to 2 gifts and then we fill each other's stockings. So whatever you get, that's in there. But it used to, I mean, it makes sense because it was just us two. But we used to get each other, like, we would go all out. Mm-hmm. Like, way too many gifts.
Yeah, we
also
honestly,
were both working too.
Yeah, we didn't have that many Christmases together before we had a kid.
True.
Because the first Christmas we were together, we weren't together. He was in Montana. I honestly think even the next year, he still went to Montana.
Oh, okay.
And then it was the next year, I think also. And so I think our first one was when I moved over there in 2016. We got married and then I spent Christmas with them instead of my family. It was the first year that I ever spent like away from my family. Which, I mean, thinking about it now, I really regret it because that was the last Christmas my grandma was alive, but I didn't know it at the time.
Right.
And so if I could go back, I would, especially because I don't like these people.
Right.
You know, I would 100% go back and spend that last Christmas with her, but I didn't know. Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, right.
But I think we would go over there that year, and then the next year we had a kid.
Right.
And so, and then you know, we couldn't really afford it. Right. We just had a baby.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I understand that one.
Yep. So we never really did that. It was like we got each other like one gift every single year, but we were both, I was still a teenager.
Right.
And I was like working a very teenager-ish job.
Yeah. When I was still in high school, we didn't go all out. We got each other like one gift or something. Yep. But for the few years that we were living together and didn't have kids, oh man, would we spoil each other.
Yeah. We usually do like one big-ish gift is what we do. Yeah. Like in previous years, I got him like a $200 necklace, that silver chain that he wears.
Oh, right. Yeah.
From like Jackson or Jackson or whatever that place is called.
You showed me that.
That's a necklace that he wears every single day. He also has a Garmin watch that I got him, I think, like the next year. He's gotten his his Xbox 1 year. Like, we usually do like one big gift. For him is typically what I do. Like this year, he got a pair of new slippers, and he's getting like over $100 worth of piercings.
Right.
Which sounds like he's getting his entire face and ears and body decked out, but really he's only getting 3.
Yeah.
But so that's his gift this year. I mean, plus we're getting the TV, so.
Right, yeah.
It evens itself out.
Yeah.
That's the family gift this year.
Right. Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this year, I guess Michael's kind of getting a lot of stuff. And I got 2 big things, so. I feel like when you get older, you just start to know your gifts between each other.
Yeah, this is the first year, I think, since really we had kids, that I don't know what I'm getting. Well, I know one gift because I very specifically asked for something, and it's like, it's another one of this very specific bra that I'm like, I love this bra.
Yeah.
It feels like air. I want more. But they're expensive.
Yeah.
Because they're like the European brand, because America doesn't make my size.
Yeah. Fair.
For those of you watching, TMI for just a half a second. I probably don't look like somebody who should have like a weird size, but I'm a 32 double F.
Right.
That's not an American size.
No.
That's like 32G, I think, is what the American equivalent would be, which is not made here.
Right. Like
G's
you
are
can't
like
just
40
go
and
to your
up.
local Target and find that.
Closest I can get that kind of sort of keep me in is like a 34 double D.
Yeah.
But that doesn't feel comfortable.
Right.
And I kind of spill out the front and the sides a bit.
Yeah.
But like I can make a 34 double D work.
Yeah.
It's just not great.
Just not comfy.
Yeah. So the European bras, and this one is just heaven. And I don't wear like the wire bras. I haven't worn them either. Oh gosh. Since I was pregnant with Anna.
Yeah, I think
they're just so much comfortable without it.
Yeah, I think I even stopped wearing them. I think when I became a CNA, I wouldn't wear them anymore, except for like maybe on like a special occasion. They're so uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. But this is like a bralette, and I wear it like, if I could wear it every day of my life, I would. And so I know that he got me 1 or 2 more.
Yeah.
But they're like $70 bras.
Man.
So it's not something I can just get whenever I want.
Right. Well, and it's not something you just want to send him to that website and be like, this is my size. Can you get me a bra?
Oh, yeah. When I told him, I was like, hey, I would really love this for Christmas. He's like, okay, just send me the one that you want. And I was like, can we do it on my account so that I get the points? It's like, this shit's expensive.
Fair, yeah.
And so I'm not even allowed to like look in my email because he got me something else that I don't know what it is from the same website.
Okay.
So he got me one of these that I picked out in a different color, and then he got me one other bra from a list that I allowed him to choose from.
Got you.
I gave him like my wish list, and I'm like, you have to pick from this list. Do not get anything else.
Yeah.
Or you're
That's how I
returning it.
am with clothes. I'm like, these are the clothes items that I would like. Don't get anything else because I know that these will work for me.
Yeah.
If you get me something else, I may have to return it. And that's a hassle.
It's also weird having like a weird body type that doesn't fit perfectly
into just stereotypical clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm somebody with big boobs, narrow shoulders, and like straight hips.
Yeah.
Like I don't fit into normal things that I should.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like
clothes
a
is a
small,
hard
a
one.
large, and the medium.
Yeah. I feel like clothes are so hard unless you're getting them for kids.
Yeah.
Because kids, you can finagle things
100%.
pretty easily.
Yeah.
But adults, it's really hard. I can get Michael some clothes, but even then, like, he'll put it on and be like, this just doesn't quite feel right. Like,
yeah.
So I try to stray away from clothes unless I know absolutely that he wants that.
I am the same way with Thomas.
Yeah.
And Thomas is somebody who has really broad shoulders. And so for him, he's like a large, extra large in the shoulders, but then like a medium around the middle.
Yeah.
And it's like, that size doesn't exist.
In Michael, his arms and his like back shoulders are bigger, especially when he starts working out a lot. And so he's most of the time an extra large, but sometimes an extra large will be too tight in the arms and he needs a double extra large, but then it's like too baggy everywhere else, so he doesn't like the fit.
Yep,
and
that's
so
kind
I'm
of
like,
Thomas too.
I don't know what to get you, an extra large, a double, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I got him one sweatshirt for Christmas, and he knows about it because it's from his favorite rapper. I think I mentioned it on here.
You did last week.
Yeah. And I got a double extra large, but he knew I was getting it because it had just released.
Oh.
And he was like, I gotta get the sweatshirt. And I said, I'm already getting it for you. Shut up. I said, but do you want an extra large or a double extra large?
Yep. That's kind of how I'm with Thomas too. So things like that are not surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 1 or 2 gifts each this year for Christmas. So that's Christmas Eve. Come Christmas morning.
Yes. There's my kids. And on Christmas too.
Yep. So come Christmas morning, do you guys wake up super early or do you try to push that?
Oh, I am early bird gets the worm. Even since we've had kids, you would think, kids will wake us up early. No. Mom wakes us up.
Yep, that's been me. Last year, I think everybody was still kind of young enough to not really wake up super early. And I'm pretty sure, last year Ellie was like, what, 6 months old?
Yes.
So Mama was sleeping. We didn't wake up until like 8:39 or something like that. But usually we're like 6 o'clock, 7, something like that, which is very much to Thomas's dismay.
I think last year was the first year I ever slept in a little bit longer, and that was because I had mastitis. I was very, very sick.
Yes, I remember that.
And I think we still got up at like 7:30. So, but usually like I will naturally wake up. I don't set an alarm. I will naturally wake up at like 5 a.m.
On like event days?
Yes.
I'm the same way. My natural clock is just like, and we're here.
For Quincy's birthday, I woke up at like 3:40.
Oh God.
And I was like, I'm up way too early. So I made my little Facebook post about her. And I went back to sleep for like an hour and then got up. But yeah, I am like
That's funny.
I'll naturally wake up on Christmas Day at like 5 o'clock. And now that we have kids, I like to keep Michael in the room with them. And then I go out into the living room, make sure everything's like on. Usually we leave the tree on all night for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I'll make sure that's on. We always put on the Jim Carrey Grinch while we open presents and stuff, just in the background.
Yeah. That's not Jim Carrey Grinch, but that's Jim Carrey.
Yes. So I'll turn that on.
Sorry, I love that movie.
Okay. Oh, totally. We'll turn that Grinch on, and then I will record the kids coming out.
Yep, that's what we do too.
Yeah.
Usually I'll go out on the TV. We'll put like the flame. Because we don't have a fireplace. So put the fake flame, turn on like some Christmas instrumental music so that there's no like words.
Right.
I'll set up the tripod with the camera so that I'm not having to hold it so I can be in the video if I want to.
Oh, yeah.
Set it up so that it will catch them coming down the hallway right next to the tree. And then they'll come out, turn the camera, and then they go straight to the stockings. Yeah. That's what we would do.
Oh, you do the stockings first?
Yes, we do stockings first, usually because they can see it.
Oh, right.
Because at least the last several years, there has always been spillage.
Right.
It's always been like stuff that just doesn't quite fit in it or like sticks out the top.
Right.
So yeah, and that's how I grew up. We always did stockings first. Thomas grew up that way too.
Yeah. I think we always did too. And I think now it kind of just depends.
Yeah. When I grew up, because my grandma would come over on Thanksgiving. Oh my God.
It's Thanksgiving for Kaylee.
God. We just had Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is past. We're done with that. In real life and in the podcast. We're done. Christmas. Jeez, I don't know what is up with me. Christmas. I think it's because Thanksgiving is written right there and I keep looking up.
Oh, I know. We need to change that.
We'll change it here once we're done. Yep. Christmas. So we would wake up at like 6 a.m. Wake up Mom, whatever. She would let us open the stockings before my grandma would come.
Oh,
but we couldn't open any presents until after she got there.
Got you.
And so,
okay.
I think that's kind of why it just
stayed that way.
Yep. And then Thomas is the same way. You'd get there, everybody would gather around, everybody would open the stockings, and then it was pass the present type thing.
Yeah.
And so that's what we do. Open stockings, and then we'll open, we'll see. Maybe we might do presents. We might do breakfast first. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do this year. We'll kind of just play that part by ear.
Right.
But yeah, it's always stockings first.
Yeah. I think when it was just Michael and I, we always did stockings first. I think last year we ended up doing stockings last because Maverick was so excited to just open presents that we asked him, like, do you want to do stockings? And he was like, no, I don't want to do those. So we did presents first. But,
Gotcha.
So I guess we'll play it by ear this year, see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, so I know for a fact we're going to do the stockings first.
Yeah.
Since that's just like the first visually thing that they'll see. And we usually, so we're not going to keep them hanging when they have the stuff in it. We always take them down, set them on the couch, and things like that. Usually it's me and Dad on the outside, and then the 3 kids in the middle. That's kind of what we do.
We usually leave ours hanging, but we have like nails in that we leave up all year round. They're like nail hook things. So they're in there pretty good.
Gotcha. Since ours typically have spillage and they're usually kind of heavy, we just take them down.
Yeah.
And then it makes it easier too.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. And then breakfast kind of varies. I always, like I said, did the cinnamon rolls growing up, but now that we might do that on Christmas Eve instead.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we're going to do Christmas Day. It might just be like typical breakfast, or might do like, I think last year we did French toast.
I think we typically try to prepare something the day before. So I'll make, like I said, I usually make something on Christmas Day. Sometimes it's been like muffins. My mom always makes
Done blueberry muffins before.
coffee cake for Christmas morning.
Yum. Didn't she have some still by the time we got there last year?
She usually still has some when we get over there. Yeah, so I usually make something or prepare something like Christmas Eve. We've gone out and got donuts before for Christmas Day.
Oh, smart.
Or, like I said, I've made muffins. We've bought muffins. We've bought cinnamon rolls. But yeah, it's usually something that's quick, but that's going to fill us until Christmas dinner.
Yep, especially because usually, it's, you never really have lunch. It's kind of just snacking. Or at least the past couple of years have been. We always did kind of something similar growing up. My grandma, when she came over Christmas morning, she would stay all day long.
Right.
And we would just kind of snack. We never really had a lunch. And then dinner was around like 3 or 4. And then that's when it was like ham or whatever.
Yeah. Then you have like your Thanksgiving Christmas dinner.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of how it goes for us as well. I always think like, will there come a year where I just don't go over to my mom's? Because it doesn't feel like I will never not go over to my mom's.
That's the thing that I have always wondered. And see now too that we've kind of joined in on your thing, I always wonder like how long will our kids do that too? Will there ever become a day where it's like the kids just don't spend Christmas together? Same with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, will there ever just be one year that none of them gets together and it's like, oh yeah, up until 2045. I don't know what year it would be.
Right, yeah.
I mean, that's about 20 years from now. That's realistic.
Yeah.
2045, we just kind of stopped having Thanksgiving. Like, are they gonna...
How does that happen?
How does that happen?
I know it, like, for my mom's side of the family, when I lived in Washington, we would always get together for the holidays and stuff. And then the reason that ended is because we moved. But we still get together. It's just not on, like, Christmas Day or Thanksgiving Day or whatever.
We'll probably all just get together as long as we live here.
Yeah. So, but I wonder, like, if eventually it will shift to, like, okay, we're not going to do it on Christmas Day this year. We're going to just get together on this random day. But I just can't foresee that ever happening. So I'm like,
it's a weird concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, once it ends for you, it also ends for me.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah.
Because if you stop, might be a little weird. That would be a little weird. Yeah. I mean,
not really, but
really. I'm close with your family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's my family too. It was my family first.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird.
It'll be a weird concept. If we're still doing the podcast, we'll have to be like, remember when we talked about this?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're running this podcast for 20 years, that's going to be impressive.
That will be impressive.
That'll be like Rhett and Link type stuff.
We better up the views.
Oh, yeah.
By that point. YouTube, you got to push it.
Hey, I've been doing better with the TikToks.
Oh.
I've been posting them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I started posting them.
Cool.
So after Christmas morning, after you've opened up all the presents, you've opened the stockings, you've had breakfast, I know you go to your mom's pretty early.
Yeah. Usually we get done, well, if we're waking up at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., we're usually done by probably 10:30-ish. And then that's when we go over to my mom's.
Mm-hmm. And I think we wait like an additional hour or so to give you guys a little bit of time. We haven't, at least in past years.
Right.
And then we usually win, I think last year we went around 12:30, which I think kind of same plan for this year, give or take.
Yeah. I think it works out pretty good.
I mean, we'll just hang out. And then we're together again.
Yeah, and then we're together again. And then we, like we said, we usually eat around 3-ish, probably.
We do like the early thing where it's like, it's too early for dinner, but too late for lunch. So it's the dinner.
It's the weird time, yeah. Well, I guess that's another thing that I do on Christmas Eve while we're watching movies is I usually, because Thanksgiving, I go over the day before and prep food with my mom. For Christmas Eve, because that's a family day here, I usually prep things here. Yeah. So that's why I'm in the kitchen a lot that day. But yeah, so then we eat about 3 on Christmas Day-ish. And then after we eat, we usually just play a bunch of games. We've mentioned on here before, we do the saran wrap ball.
Yes.
And my mom's going to do that. My mom and I are figuring out a game for the kids this year.
I have nails this year. I don't think I had nails last year. So I'm excited to see how well this fucks me over. I mean, maybe it'll do me some good and I can just like get in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not supposed to rip it. So
no. Yeah. No rippy. Yeah. But I think the game that I told my mom that I want to do for the kids, because we were going to incorporate them into the saran wrap ball, but I think the majority of them will just rip it.
I think Anna's the only one old enough to be able to understand the rules.
Because I think she played last year.
I think she did. I think she struggled a bit.
She
still didn't quite.
I think she was getting frustrated.
Yeah. But she's 6 this year. So I think she'll be fine. We'll see.
So the game is, I've seen it all over the place. You basically, there's no rhyme or reason to it. You just put a bunch of like red Solo cups upside down and they have prizes underneath them. And then you just take turns going back and forth, grabbing them. And then they get whatever's underneath the cup.
And that's one that works
because
for
that's
everybody.
kind of the same concept of the saran wrap ball. So that's why I figured that would kind of work for the boys and even the littles.
The littles, I think they can.
They would understand the concept of, you would have to hold them back when it wasn't their turn, but they would understand the concept of grab a cup and get the thing. So
go pick one up, go get it.
Yeah. So I think we're going to do that for the littles.
I think that's cute.
And then we have the saran wrap ball.
I like that.
Yeah. And then usually we play board games and card games. And
last year, didn't we play, or maybe it was Thanksgiving. I don't remember if it was on Thanksgiving or Christmas. Maybe it was Christmas. We played, What Do You Meme? Or not that one.
Yes.
But whatever's the other one. Was it? No, it was it wasn't What Do You Meme? But it was similar. It wasn't.
Oh my gosh, what was
that? It's not apples to apples, although we did do that.
Yes.
And then we didn't play the adult version of that, whatever that. Oh my God.
That is called Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, we did not do that.
No, it was a different one.
Similar.
Very similar.
But realistically.
Oh, it's the game. I don't remember what it's called, but it's where like the words aren't really words. It's like gibberish.
Oh, yes. And you have to try to guess.
Yeah, it's like the camel crossed the chicken moose.
Yep.
And you're like, McDonald's.
Yeah.
That was a terrible example.
I will put a picture of it.
Oh my gosh,
here.
what is that called?
If you're listening to the audio, hopefully you're able to figure out what it is. Hold on, you know what?
I think it's called Mad Gab.
I'm not sure.
That looks right.
I'm not sure what the difference between it is, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I think Mad Gab might... I don't know, they both say adult. I was going to say maybe Mad Gab is like the kid version, but it's not. And even so, it was definitely not a kid version.
No.
Because there were some like sexual innuendos.
Yeah.
That some of us were like, Brady.
Yeah.
Who was what, 15?
It was like we all couldn't quite figure it out. And then he'd be like, oh, it's...
Yep.
I don't know. I can't think of one right now.
Then there were some that you knew. There were some that I knew.
Yeah.
Everybody just looks at it.
And everybody looks at you like, what are you into?
Why do you know that?
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Because there's also, if like people can't figure it out after a certain amount of time, there's a hint.
Yes.
So it'll be like, well, my McDonald's reference. This place has McChickens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think your mom was like the ref.
Yes.
She was reading them off last year.
Yeah.
The look on her face sometimes where she would be like, oh God, who's going to get this one?
Yeah. Or I don't want to say this one.
Yep. Like, these are my children, my nieces, and my nephews.
Yep. These are kids. Yeah. But it's so much fun. I really like that. We usually stay pretty late. I want to say like 8 o'clock, if not later. And usually Michael has to come back into town to check on the dogs because they usually stay here. But yeah, Christmas. Oh man.
It's been fun, and I'm really grateful that we've been invited in order to come over. I don't know why I worded it like that. I'm grateful we have been invited to come over and to join.
Yes.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I know that Thomas has really enjoyed it. I almost think that I'm not grateful for it at all.
Right.
But I think he's extra grateful for it because growing up, everybody in the family got together and it was a big thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Like the 2 years or so that I've gone with them, or one year, 2 years. I went the year that Anna was born too.
Oh, okay.
I compromised. Didn't go for Thanksgiving, but I went for Christmas.
Right.
So the year prior to that, and then that year, so those 2 years, I went, and it was literally like we went to his grandma's. His mom was there. We were there. All the cousins were there.
Yeah.
His mom's identical twin sister was there. It was like a big thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so for him, I think that he likes that this is similar.
Yeah.
But like obviously not the same people.
Right.
And he likes that he feels accepted and more than just accepted, but like straight up wanted.
Yeah.
To be there. I think he likes that a lot.
I like it too.
And then for me, it's like, this is not something that I have done a ton of. So it feels just like fun and it's everybody newer for me.
Yeah.
And I like that it's kind of become a tradition in the last couple of years.
It is nice. And then for Michael's family, because we usually don't see them on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, they usually do something. I think this year it's on the 23rd. They usually do like a big get together at their church and stuff. And
oh, right.
But
yeah, we don't do the church thing.
Yeah, we don't do the church thing. It's not like a religious thing that they're doing. I mean, they are religious, but it's just they rent out the church because they go to that church.
Oh.
And then everybody goes and they have like a big potluck type thing.
Oh, gotcha.
We don't go every year just because sometimes we're busy or sometimes, we don't want to go or,
Fair.
Whatever. I think this year we're going, but Michael's also going to Vegas.
Right.
And he gets back on the 23rd at like 12:30 is when his flight comes in. Midnight, 12:30.
Oh.
So he won't be home until like 2:33 a.m.
Right.
So I don't know what that day is going to look like.
So you'll just kind of wait and see.
Yeah. I did tell him, I said, this is awfully close to Christmas. So if for some reason there is bad weather and you cannot get a flight home, you better be renting a car and making sure you're home for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So
I think I came home from Montana, which I mean is obviously a different area, close to Christmas. I want to say it was like the 20th or something like that. My flight got delayed by like 9 hours.
Yeah.
And I was literally just sitting in the
I'm really hoping it doesn't happen for them because they're flying out the 20th at like 6 a.m. And then flying home. I think their flight leaves at like 10 p.m.
Gotcha.
And I mean, those are like nighttime flights. So that's when the weather sometimes is the bad. So you guys will know later on if that went smooth.
Yep. You'll find out like a month later.
Yeah. Literally.
Long since, by the time you're watching this, it has already happened.
It's already happened.
But it hasn't happened for for us yet.
So we'll see how that goes. That might be my fail in a month after you listen to this.
Yeah. But so that's Christmas for you guys. I would love to know what you guys do for Christmas.
Yeah.
If it's similar to what we do, if it's like completely different. Are you guys the type of family that like goes and watches a movie on Christmas? Do you go out to eat on Christmas? What do you do? Do you guys do like the everybody opens presents on Christmas Eve and you go house hopping on Christmas Day? Like, I'm curious. I want to know what you guys do.
Me too.
We have a screaming baby in the living room.
That's always our cue.
That's our cue. We will see you next week for New Year's.
I believe so.
Yeah, for New Year's.
Yes.
With them resolutions.
2024.
Woo-hoo.
Can't believe it.
Yay.
All right. We'll see you guys next year.
See you next year.
Bye.
Bye.